for tuning into TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Communion Sunday, and I am going to make a sweet potato casserole healthy. So I'm trying to do like a almost whole food version of it, almost, but we're just going to say vegan. Um, and so I have some ingredients here. The recipe I'm basing this off of is Chris Roof's sweet potato recipe, which the link is down below if you want the original. How to make it with all the good, delicious sugar and rich butter and all that kind of stuff that is below. I did tweak a little things with. I'm gonna add some clove, cinnamon and nutmeg to it as well. And the crust on it is gonna be a little bit different, but like I said, I'm basing it off of the Chris Roof's recipe. But before I get started, a couple of health benefits of sweet potato, because you know that's what I do. So sweet potato, outside of its fiber, it and besides the fact that it is a carbohydrate, everybody knows that. And besides the fact of the many things that I tell you guys all the time, that most all your vegetables and fruits are going to be high in minerals, and they're going to have the nutrients. They're going to have fiber. They're going to be good for your gut, stuff like that. One of the things about the sweet potato is it's less. It doesn't affect your glycemic levels if you like normal stuff. So if you're diabetic, it's the better choice to the white potato is the sweet potato because it won't affect your blood sugar as much. And that's pretty much about it. Like I said, it does everything that most fruits and vegetables do with the intake of the nutrients and helping your gut and helping prevent cancers and stuff like that. Like all of that is still with the sweet potato. But let's get into it because like I said, this is going to be a healthier version. Now, all I did so far is I had a sweet potato about that big. So all I did was cut it up, boiled it with a pinch of salt, and literally just like a pinch. You don't need a lot. And now we're about to get started. So to that, I'm going to add some of my butter. I got the recipe here too, just in case. Just in case I forget the ingredients. So the original recipe, well, I'm going to start with this because while this is still hot. So the original recipe calls for 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of mashed sweet potatoes, 1 egg well beaten, and a 1/4 cup of butter. So I'm not doing all of that. So I have some vegan butter here that I've already melted down. And I'm going to use just a little bit of this because most of it I want to use in the crust. But I've melted probably about half a stick of vegan butter. And the one I use is Country Crock. So it has avocado oil. It's made with avocado oil. But you want to mash these potatoes up. Get them nice and mashed. I don't want them too thin like mashed potatoes. I still want some substance to them. Because my sister made it, and she made it like mashed potatoes, and it was okay, but it was still good, I mean. But I think I would rather it be a little chunky. So I'm going to leave mine like this. I'm not going to completely mash it up. So we got the butter in there. Yeah, just mix everything up. Just wanted to double check. So instead of an egg, what I have here is aquafaba and some flaxseed. So I basically made like a flaxseed egg. Aquafaba is the liquid out of your chickpea can. Okay, so when you get chickpeas, the liquid that's inside of it can be used as almost like an egg white. However you would use an egg white, you can use the aquafaba instead of cooking it like an egg white. I don't know if you can do that. Okay, so I added that in there because that's going to be my egg replacement. And am I correct? It didn't. Yeah, I'm correct. It didn't call for any cinnamon, clove, or nutmeg, but I'm adding that because it's delicious. And that's what I do. So that's the nutmeg, and now we go for the cinnamon. And you can add this to taste. So however you want it to taste is how you add it. This is my vanilla. So I'm gonna get some of this in here as well. Y'all see I'm not measuring nothing. One, because I'm probably going to be the only one to eat this. So I didn't want to make a large amount. The second thing is that, okay. One, I didn't want to make a large amount. And then two, I forgot what I was going to say. So it don't matter. That's what happens when you don't get enough sleep. I haven't been getting enough sleep, y'all. Y'all know I got these two dogs. Both of them were sick at one point last week. Now I got one of them better and the other one is getting worse. And that's the old dog, Freddie, that I did the video on. But he's getting a little worse. So he kind of keeps me up at night. That was maple syrup I just added to, by the way. But anyway, I'm not really, like I said, measuring anything, kind of eyeballing it, because I don't think this is two cups of sweet potato. Maybe a cup and a half. But anyway, I want this part tasting good. And then I'm going to put this in the pan, and then we're going to make the crust. So let me see. It's good, but not sweet enough. So this is why I said a healthier version, because it's still not going to be all that healthy. Like all this maple syrup that's going in here, it's still not going to be incredibly healthy, but maple syrup has a lot of nutrients to it, a lot of minerals with it, especially if you get the dark amber that comes from the tree saps. So it has, that's good. It has some nutrients to it that otherwise wouldn't, sugar doesn't have, is what I'm trying to say, y'all. I'm sorry, I've been off all week. But anyway, okay, so we got that in there. I'm just smoothing it out. And you can see the consistency of it is almost like a sweet potato pie. Okay, so there we have, like I said, almost a sweet potato pie. And this is what aquafaba looks like too, by the way. So this is the liquid left over from the chickpea. I just drained it so I can have it. Okay, now we're going to move on to the crust. So let me put this to the side. And I didn't get a bowl. Y'all, I promise I try to think of everything when I do this. But it seems to never fail that I always forget something. So the main ingredient I want to use in this is pecans. So I'm going to chop up some of these pecans. The reason I like pecans, oh man, yep, these are salt covered. Oh well. The main reason I like pecans is they have a kind of an airy taste to them. So you get that nice little crunch to it, and they're still kind of soft. So whereas like walnuts are kind of harder and don't necessarily give you that same kind of airy crunch that almonds do. Okay, so this is enough. This is probably about a quarter of a cup. Like I said, I don't need too much because of the fact that I am only making a small amount. I'm not making how much they have in it. Okay, this is some almond flour. Because the regular recipe calls for a 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, 3/4 cup chopped nuts, and then 1/4 cup of melted butter. So I'm using almond flour instead of regular flour. We have our pecans. And just because I like the taste of it, I'm going to add a little bit of oats. So these are some organic rolled oats. Okay? So that's that. I'm going to add the maple syrup to the butter to help incorporate it a little better. Y'all, this is good. It's not too sweet. You can still taste the benefit of the potato. And I forgot to turn the oven on, so preheat your oven to 350. Yep, so preheat the oven to 350. So, all right, got that mixed. Let me mix this up so we get everything covered. And it's almost like a candy pecan that you're going to put on the top of this. What this will end up being like. Almost like a candy pecan coating. All right. I'm going to just mix that up nice and well. You see that? See how nice that is? Okay. Yep, that's sweet enough to me. And again, I'm not measuring anything because I just not. I don't always measure everything, but we're going to just put this on top. Okay? And let this bake. Look like I might have to make a little more, but we're gonna see. But you got your nice little sweetness to it. And like I said, this is the Ruth Chris recipe that I'm looking at. When y'all see me look over to the side, And the link is down below to how they did it. Actually, let me just cut up a little more of this. Because I think I need a little more pecan on this end. So I'm going to just use what's already in here. Mix it up. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to take this. And we're going to bake it. And what's going to happen is the top will get nice and candied and a little crunchy. And then you dive in. And it is delicious. My fingers taste good. You know what? I think I will. Just for a little extra. Just as a little extra. I'm just going to drizzle some honey. Probably should have waited till it come out, but I'm going to just drizzle some honey on here. Just because. And then do a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Just because. There we go. All right. So then that's the casserole, y'all. Y'all see this? Don't that look good? All right. So I'm going to get this in the oven. It has to bake for 30 minutes. And then I will. All right. Welcome back. I finished baking it. As you can see, look how pretty that is. Okay. And nice and crunchy. You hear that? All right. So let's give it a taste. I'm going to have to let it cool down some so I don't burn my mouth. I'm sitting here. Woo. Spilling some of it. Now, this isn't going to taste exactly like Chris Ruthie's or Chris Ruth's, which is steakhouse here. It's not going to taste exactly like theirs, but I'm still expecting it to be really good. So let's see. Still really hot. Okay. That's good. One of the things I was trying to tell you guys that I couldn't quite get out at the time. But the reason I didn't do any measurements, because you're going to do this to taste. So however much cinnamon you like in it, however much nutmeg you like, however much clove you like in it. If you don't like any of that stuff in it, don't put it in there. How sweet do you want it? How unsweet do you want it? How buttery do you want to taste? All of that is up to you. So just play around with it. Add a little, just add a little bit, taste it. You like it, keep going. If you don't, add a little more. Until it's to a point where you're satisfied with it. But make it to how you want it for you. Like, I don't like things too sweet. I don't. So this is a nice little balance. The crust isn't too sweet. The sweet potato part isn't too sweet. And it's not so mushy. There's still some texture to it. So it's not like a mashed potato. If you want it like a mashed potato, you like that kind of texture and that's what you want, then that's what you do. You do whatever you're comfortable with when it comes to this. The point is this is how you can take something that may have like a lot of sugar in it, butter and other things that you may not want to try in flour, that you may be trying to stay away from or get away from, switch it over to make it something that's more appealing to you and how you want to eat. Or just to give you a healthier option of it, which is what this is. And it's still hot, but it is delicious. So it's a different alternative to eating just a regular baked potato with sweet potato with some butter and cinnamon on it, or just doing a marshmallow thing. It just gives you a different option, different choice. That's all. So actually, I might not be so bad. Okay, see, I'm thinking real bad now. I was thinking about like some cream cheese or marshmallows and then this crust on top. But anyway, we try and keep it healthy, right? But that was the casserole. I hope you enjoyed it. Try it out. Like I said, the original recipe is below, so you can try it that way, just to get a feel for it, see how it tastes, see if it's something you would even be interested in doing it. Maybe you want all the sugar in the flour. I don't know. Do what you do. Do what's best for you. This was just a different alternative. I wanted to see if it would work, and I think it does because this is quite delicious. And that's all I have for you guys. So I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.